Have you ever looked at your life and thought, how did I end up here? Not in a dramatic movie way. More like a quiet, painful moment. You wake up, look around, and realize you do not feel proud of where you are. You feel behind, confused, tired, maybe even a little embarrassed. Other people seem to be moving forward. They are building careers, getting in shape, making money, finding purpose, starting families, becoming confident. And then there is you, still trying to figure out what you are even doing. And the worst part is, you do not even know where to start. This is where Bob is. Bob does not hate his life, but he also does not feel like he is really living it. He wakes up late, checks his phone, feels guilty, makes a plan, breaks the plan, watches motivational videos, feels powerful for 12 minutes, then somehow ends up scrolling again while eating cereal at 2 p.m. Bob is not lazy in his soul. Bob is lost. And when you are lost, the biggest mistake you can make is trying to fix your entire life in one day. Because that is what most people do. They hit a low point and suddenly decide, from tomorrow, I will wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, eat perfectly, study for 4 hours, build a business, read books, stop scrolling, drink water, meditate, become mysterious, and never complain again. Beautiful plan. Bob writes it down. Then tomorrow comes, and Bob's alarm rings. And Bob looks at the alarm like it personally betrayed him. Then he goes back to sleep. And now he feels even worse because not only is his life messy, but he also failed at fixing it. This is why rebuilding your life has to start smaller. Not because you are weak, because you are human. When your life feels broken, your confidence is usually broken too. And confidence does not come from imagining a perfect future. Confidence comes from keeping small promises to yourself. That is the first step. Do not ask, how do I fix my whole life? Ask, what is one promise I can keep today? Not a huge promise, a real one. Clean your room for 5 minutes. Go for a 10-minute walk. Apply for one job. Open the document. Drink water. Take a shower. Put your phone away for 30 minutes. Tiny actions look stupid when you are dreaming about changing your life. But tiny actions are how you prove to yourself that you are not helpless. Because when you feel lost, your brain starts lying to you. It says you are too far behind. It says everyone else has already figured it out. It says there is no point starting now. But none of that is completely true. You are not behind in life. You are behind the version of yourself you imagined you would be by now. And yes, that hurts. Maybe you thought you would be more successful by this age. Maybe you thought you would be more confident. Maybe you thought you would have better habits, better friends, more money, more direction. But beating yourself up will not bring that version of you back. Shame does not rebuild a life. Action does. And not random action. Honest action. So the next thing you need to do is look at your life clearly. Not emotionally. Clearly. Take a piece of paper and write down the main areas of your life. Health, money, work or school, relationships, environment, mindset, habits. Then ask yourself one simple question for each area. What is making this worse? Do not write some deep poetic answer like, my soul is trapped in darkness. Bob tried that, it did not help. Write the obvious stuff. Health is worse because I sleep too late. Money is worse because I avoid checking my bank account. Work is worse because I procrastinate until everything becomes urgent. Mindset is worse because I start every morning on my phone. Environment is worse because my room looks like a raccoon made several emotional decisions. This is not about judging yourself. This is about finding the leaks. Because if your boat is sinking, you do not need a motivational quote. You need to find the holes. Once you see the holes, pick one. Just one. Not 7. One. Most people stay stuck because they try to change everything, get overwhelmed, and then change nothing. So pick the area that would create the biggest relief. Maybe it is sleep. Maybe it is your room. Maybe it is your body. Maybe it is your money. Maybe it is finally facing the thing you keep avoiding. Then build one simple daily rule around it. For example, I will wake up and not touch my phone for the first 20 minutes. Or, I will walk outside every day, even if it is only for 10 minutes. Or, I will spend 15 minutes a day working on the thing I keep avoiding. That is it. That is the rule. Not a new identity, not a dramatic life transformation, just one rule you can actually repeat. Because your life is not rebuilt through one giant emotional breakthrough. It is rebuilt through repetition. Quiet, boring, unglamorous repetition. The kind nobody claps for. The kind you do when you do not feel inspired. The kind Bob does when he would rather lie down and watch videos about people who already fixed their lives. And this is where things start changing. Slowly, you stop seeing yourself as the person who always fails. You start seeing yourself as the person who does the small thing. Even when it is messy. Even when it is late. Even when it is not perfect. And that matters. Because the goal is not to become perfect. The goal is to become dependable. A dependable version of you can build anything over time. But there is one more thing you need to understand. You might not find your purpose before you start. A lot of people are waiting for clarity. They say, I will move when I know exactly what I want to do with my life. But clarity usually comes after movement. Not before. Bob wants a life mission before he sends one email. But sometimes you have to send the email first. You have to try things. Take the class. Go to the gym. Make the video. Apply for the job. Start the project. Talk to people. Experiment. Your future is not going to appear while you sit in your room overthinking every possible version of your life. You find direction by walking. Even if the first direction is wrong, movement gives you information. Standing still only gives you more anxiety. So do not wait until you feel ready. Start with what is in front of you. The messy room. The unhealthy body. The unfinished work. The ignored message. The bad habit. The tiny opportunity. That is where your rebuild begins. Not in some perfect future version of your life. Here, today, with the version of you that feels tired, confused, and unsure. That version is allowed to start. You do not need to become a completely different person overnight. You just need to stop abandoning yourself. Keep one promise, then another, and one day you will look back and realize something important. You did not rebuild your life because you suddenly became fearless. You rebuilt it because you finally stopped waiting for the perfect moment to begin. So if you feel lost right now, do not panic. Being lost does not mean your life is over. It means it is time to pay attention. It means something needs to change. And change does not begin with a perfect plan. It begins with one honest step. So take it. Clean the desk. Open the notebook. Go outside. Send the message. Start badly. Start small. Start today. Because future you is not asking you to fix everything tonight. Future you is just asking you not to give up.